Hey there, thanks for joining me. My name is Brandice, and thank you for your interest in our land banking opportunities. We are Professional Land Corporation, headquartered in Orange County, California, in the Laguna Hills area. These two gentlemen are the founders of Professional Land Corporation. They grew up in Southern California and watched all the extensive growth down there. And so in the 70s, they actually were able to get their start when they purchased their first parcel of land while they were going to college. So why should you own land for your future? Well, a lot of people have different reasons. A lot of my investors are interested in diversifying their portfolio, or they're looking for a way to own some type of real estate without having to deal with tenants. Investors who are interested because they want to make sure that they will be able to retire someday, and they're hoping that this sitting on some land that may be developed later, purchased from them, will turn into something more than they could save. And then there's the cost of a future 4 years college education. Depending how old your kids are, you might want to ensure that they have enough money to help them pay for their college expenses. So a lot of our investors are doing that, sitting on some land for a while so that they can later sell it and help their kids. Now, here are some success stories from some of our customers that bought in the Inland Empire communities of Apple Valley, Hesperia, Victorville, Adelanto, and Barstow. For example, the first one purchased 9.84 acres for $499,000 and sold them for $2.8 million, all cash in just 2 years. Next one, 3.5 years. And then 4 years, 2 years. Sometimes it happens pretty quickly. Other times people may be waiting 5 to 10 years. Now, here are some other success stories that also happen pretty quick, but if you pay attention to success story number 7 in Adelanto, you'll see this particular customer purchased those 9.66 acres for $74,000. They were offered $338,000, all cash in less than 4 years, but they actually rejected the offer and decided to continue to hold on to the property and wait for potentially a better offer to come along. So why buy from Professional Land? Well, over the last 50 years, the founders have managed to get it down to somewhat of a science in the way that they choose their land. They know that there needs to be availability. It needs to be flat and usable. It needs to be near water. It needs to be in close proximity to other metropolitan areas. Accessible. The master plans need to be in place. There needs to be schools and businesses and residential facilities, and ultimately it needs to be an area that is slated for population growth into the future. Here's an example of the type of land that the founders look for. So on the left, you'll notice that it's the acceptable easement. So this is a nice big piece of land in a good area with all the things that it's supposed to have, the availability, the proximity, the growth area. But on the right, upon further investigation of this particular parcel, they discovered that little green stripe was an easement that was running through the land. And so that wasn't going to work for them, and they ultimately decided to pass on that. Professional Land also offers their own seller financing. So when you put 35% down, you get a 7.25% fixed rate for 5 years with no qualifying, no income check, no fees or points on top of that, no prepayment penalties, and no balloon payments at the end. So Southern California is already the home to 2/3 of the total state's population. And as housing prices continue to rise, where will the population continue to find affordable housing? Well, the Inland Empire is being identified in a few ways. One, it's already leading California in job creation, according to an article posted in 2020, as well as being recognized, according to the census, as being one of the nation's fastest growing economies, ahead of Seattle, San Diego, and Denver. And this is a good thing, because if the Inland Empire is going to continue to grow to nearly 2.7 million people over the next 3 decades, we're definitely going to need a lot more housing and jobs. So the Riverside, San Bernardino, and Ontario metropolitan area, they are expected to grow from where it is roughly today at 4.5 million people to just under 7.2 million by 2046, which is expected to be a 58% increase that will make it the 10th largest metropolitan area in the nation, according to reports that have come out. Okay, so where is Victor Valley? Victor Valley is just actually inland from Orange County and Riverside area, and it extends up through the high desert onto Barstow, as if you were headed to Las Vegas. Here's an aerial view of Victor Valley. As you can see, it's not desolate. There's plenty of homes and businesses and industrial and ag out there already. Population is currently around 500,000, and while they're expecting it to grow to 2.7 million, there's still plenty of opportunity for growth. Located in the red are the largest areas of growth at the moment in Victor Valley. So up in the upper left, you have Adelanto, Victorville, Apple Valley, and Hesperia. Here are 12 key points to know about the Victor Valley area. 1, with the population, Victor Valley contains only 4 incorporated towns and cities, but it also has several unincorporated communities. So with the population of all of them, the Victor Valley area is about the same size as the city of Oakland. And Victor Valley right now has an estimated population of approximately 500,000. And they're expecting it to continue to grow. It is the fastest growing area in Southern California. 2, there is Southern California Logistics Airport located in Victorville. It's operational. It's home to many global billion-dollar companies like Boeing, General Electric, Rubbermaid, Federal Express, Dr. Pepper Snapple, and it could become one of the largest international cargo airports in the nation. So it's expected to generate 24,000 jobs when it's completed. Number 3, so Walmart has an $80 million consumer products distribution center that is now operational in the Victor Valley area, and it serves as all of Walmart's and Sam's Club's in Southern California. So it employs approximately 1,000 people near the Apple Valley Airport, and it's the largest company in the United States. Number 4, there are major home builders already in the Victor Valley. Some of them, D.R. Horton, the Terra Verde Group has a new master plan community coming with over 15,000 new homes. And they are continuing to grow all the time. Number 5, there are also major completed freeways in the Victor Valley. So I-15 goes south to San Diego and north to Las Vegas. And then Highway 395 goes south to Mexico and north to Canada. And then there's also Highway 18 and Highway 138. The Victor Valley is about an hour and 15-minute drive from Disneyland and Los Angeles. And Caltrans will be spending $178 million on I-15 expansion, which will add a third lane to reduce freeway congestion along this highly traveled freeway in the Victor Valley. So over $1 billion is going into different road projects in the Victor Valley and high desert. So there is info on another I-15 Cajon Pass rehab project, which will be $120 million. So in addition to the Highway 395 widening, which is anticipated to cost $48 million, I-15 and I-215 interchange is under construction, and that's another $324 million. Ranchero Road I-15 exits, $59 million. It was completed in March of 2015. Different projects coming along, bridges, construction, several others. So it's totally booming. And why would they be doing this? Well, because it's the fastest growing population center. It's the fastest growing area in Southern California. It also already has a ton of major shopping malls already completed, such as Best Buy, Circuit City, Mervyn's, Sears, Macy's, Costco, Gottschalk's, Lowe's, Home Depot, Big Five, Staples, Old Navy, PetSmart, Office Max, Walmart, and many other chain stores. Victor Valley Mall has over 100 stores and is located on 60 acres. There are existing and planned industrial parks in the works. So there are major industrial parks in Victor Valley, like the Adelanto Industrial Parks. There are also proposed industrial parks near Apple Valley Airport, and a new industrial park is also planned near the new Ranchero Road I-15 freeway exit in Hesperia. So there are also plenty of chain restaurants already in: BJ's Brewery, Steak and Shake, Cask and Cleaver, Marie Callender's, McDonald's, Starbucks, Applebee's, KFC, Hometown Buffet, Red Robin, Baja Fresh, Red Lobster, Denny's, Olive Garden, Outback Steakhouse. Plenty of restaurants and shopping, and more just continues to go in. Number 9, there are famous supermarkets and drugstores already in this area as well, such as Ralph's, Hughes, Albertsons, Slater Brothers, Rite Aid, Walgreens, Save-On, and Long's. So number 10, there are famous hotel chains that have already are located here: Hilton, Marriott, La Quintas, Best Western, Red Roof, Travelodge, Howard Johnson, Days Inn, Super 8, and Holiday Inn. Number 11, one of the very notable things is that there's a high-speed rail from Victorville to Las Vegas. Now, this high-speed rail will allow passengers to bypass traffic of driving and travel at speeds up to 150 to 200 miles an hour from Las Vegas, cutting their drive time in half. So driving on the I-15 can take several more hours during peak time and longer, but the high-speed rail will alleviate the congestion on the I-15, providing a better, clearer, safer, faster alternative to driving. It's called the Brightline West High-Speed Rail Project, and it will be going along the I-15 freeway. So number 12, they have an impressive educational system that's in play also. Includes the growing Victor Valley Community College, Victor Valley Union High School, which includes 10 high schools in the system. Apple Valley can boast its modern, state-of-the-art, 180 square foot Granite Hills School that has over 2,000 students already. In addition, there are elementary schools and junior high schools in Victor Valley. So these airports, industries, shopping malls, national retailers, hotels, restaurants, home builders, major highway improvements, and school systems do an extensive amount of demographic research before committing any funds to a new area. So the existence of their completed developments proves their strong belief in the future of Victor Valley. Here's an example of the growth that happened down in Southern California in the Rancho Cucamonga area. So the first photo is back in 2002. And then the next one in 2012, showing you significant growth. Can you imagine if you'd been holding on to some of that land? Now let's take a look at the Newport Beach area. This one is a little bit longer of a time lapse, starting in 1953 and then showing all the growth by 2013. What an incredible transformation in that area. Here's another quick peek at another popular area in Southern California, the early days of Corona del Mar. And then in the second one, in 2013, you can see all the explosion of growth that had happened by then. Quite an incredible transformation. There's definitely a science of dealing in land, and according to the 4 stages of land, this area in Victor Valley is still in the pre-development cycle. So there are economic factors and activities that can be accurately and measurably forecasted. So it is still a perfect time to buy. This area is poised for immense growth, even though it has already grown a considerable amount. So there's still time to buy land and sit on it and ride it out before it's time to sell. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you have some questions or would like to see some examples of the parcels of land that we currently have available, or you know of someone else who might be interested, feel free to reach out. You can reach me at 559-779-2328. Look forward to working with you.